Sichuan hit by China's biggest flood in 70 years, Three Gorges Downstream. Three Gorges Dam braces for number 5 flood days after number 4 flood struck. Number 4 flood passing through Three Gorges Dam. Taipei, Taiwan News, Sichuan Province, which sits on the upper reaches of the Yangtze River, on Monday, August 17, braced for some of the worst flooding seen in over 70 years, likely to bring the number 5 flood downstream to the beleaguered Three Gorges Dam. After the number 4 flood of the year passed through the Three Gorges Dam on Saturday, August 15, the Changjiang Water Resources Commission (CWRC) issued an orange flood warning for the Jialing River and its tributary Fu River on the upper reaches of the Yangtze in Sichuan Province on Sunday, August 16. It predicted that the latest bout of flooding will likely form the number 5 flood of the year and could come only 2 or 3 days after the previous one. The peak of the number 4 flood on the Yangtze River passed through the Three Gorges Reservoir at around 8 a.m. on the 15th. The water inflow reached 62,000 cubic meters per second, which was higher than the previous 3 floods this year. According to local Sichuan media reports, the province has seen a new round of torrential rainfall since August 10. During this period, the local meteorological bureau in Sichuan issued an orange rainstorm warning on 2 consecutive days for the first time this year. The rainstorm covered 12% of Sichuan province, causing 41 rivers in the territory to exceed the warning level. Of these, 22 rivers exceeded the so-called safe level, which is currently set at twice the level of floodwaters seen during the flood season last year. Authorities predict that the flood will peak on Monday afternoon. It is estimated that the water level of Chengdu's Jintang County, which is located on the upper reaches of the Tuo River, will exceed the safe level by 3.85 meters and maximum peak discharge will climb to 8,200 cubic meters per second, setting a new record since the founding of Communist China 71 years ago. Judging from the historical records of the Jintang Sanhuangliao Hydrological Station since 1949, the highest flow rate recorded was 8,100 cubic meters per second in 1981. If it reaches 8,200 cubic meters per second this time, it means that the flood peak will set an all-time record, reported news.sina.com. Neijiang City's Zizong County on the middle reaches of Tuozhang River is also expected to face the peak of the flooding at 4 p.m. The Tuo River has overflowed the local dike, and more than half of Gaijun has been flooded. In response, local authorities have evacuated more than 3,000 people, half of the local population. At present, the road leading to Gaijun has been flooded, and the town has become an island. It is predicted that that are beating historical records batter Sichuan, dumped still more water on Three Gorges Dam. By Keone Everington, Taiwan News, staff writer. August 18, 2020, 08. Taipei, Taiwan News, massive rains pounding Chongqing and much of Sichuan province over the past few days have led to record-setting floods and alerts and are generating the highest inflow into the vaunted Three Gorges Dam yet this year, surpassing the huge quantities of water seen in 4 previous floods over the past 3 months. In Sichuan and Chongqing, which sit on the upper reaches of the Yangtze River, days of torrential rain have caused numerous floods to break out. The Changjiang Water Resources Commission (CWRC) of the Ministry of Water Resources at 2:00 p.m. on Monday announced that the number 5 flood of this year had formed on the upper reaches of the river and would pass through the Three Gorges Dam with an astonishing inflow rate of 70,000 cubic meters per second, a record for this year. The Sichuan provincial government announced on Sunday, August 16, that it would send 4 more groups to disaster-stricken areas of Meishan, Ya'an, Chengdu, and Guangyuan to provide disaster relief, bringing the number of relief groups dispatched across the province to 6. That same day, the Sichuan provincial government dispatched groups to Mianyang and Dayang, 2 other cities where extensive flooding has been reported. The flooding situation in Sichuan and Chongqing can be measured by the water levels of the Yangtze River. The CWRC said that as of 2 p.m. on Monday afternoon, the Kuntan station at the center of Chongqing recorded a flow rate as high as 50,100 cubic meters per second. The CWRC predicted that by early Wednesday morning, August 19, the water flowing through Kuntan will peak at 3 to 4 meters higher than the safe water level Baozheng Shuiwei for dike integrity. On Monday afternoon, authorities estimated that the water level of Chengdu's Jintang County, located at the upper reaches of the Tuo River, would exceed the safe level by 3.85 meters, with maximum peak discharge climbing to 8,200 cubic meters per second, setting a new record since the founding of Communist China 71 years ago. Judging from the historical records kept by the Jintang Sanhuangmiao Hydrological Station since 1949, the highest flow rate recorded was 8,100 cubic meters per second in 1981. If that rate reaches 8,200 cubic meters per second, the flood peak will set an all-time record, reported news.sina.com. Also in Jintang County on Monday, a large number of people in Xingfu Village, Sangxing Town were trapped on Beilu Island. According to the latest